The Space Marine 2 Warhammer 40k figures are here. Yes, I have Titus and his brother Chairon. In some ways, they're a huge change for the line, and in other ways, they're just the kind of Space Marines you'd expect, all the same quality. So what's different? I have the benefit of not knowing enough of the lore for it to bother me much. I think they look cool together. I think they pair fine. In my head, it's enough to think some have had the Primaris surgery, some haven't, or some people are just taller. I don't know. I've not gotten Gadriel yet because I want to save him to get him on the TikTok shop from JoyToy US, get a good deal. Low-key, one of the best places to get deals is the TikTok shop store. When they're live, Rose and Faye, they'll give you a sweet discount on a lot of things. They come with that sweet, I just love, I'll never get over the JoyToy wrap. Start with Titus, of course. Ooh, they come with an instruction booklet. Look at that. Because there's some like swappable armor pieces between like the jump pack boots, the jumper. Let's get out a Chairon. The amount of accessories you get is pretty wild. So what did I pay for this? I think these were around 55, 60-ish each. There's the price up on the screen now. I bought them from the official JoyToy store. Let's just crack both of these bad boys out. So you get Titus, a helmet, the jumper pack. You get a bolter. I'm going to mess up all the weapons. You get a pistol in holster, pistol out of holster, and then an empty holster. The switchable boots, the chain sword, and the hands. And then, of course, you get a stand. So you get Chairon, his helmet, his jump pack, his power packs in the back, the bolter, the pistol, da-da-da-da-da. Essentially the same kind of figure. Pretty dang good likeness. It's always hard when you have like something super, super solid to compare it to. So if you have just like, you know, a salamander's face, I don't know what this face should look like otherwise, but you're like, okay, that's super stellar. So when you get into like a very specific likeness, it's just tough, but I think that's really good. Chairon, it's very glossy, so there's a very, maybe if you could hit them with like a matte spray, because like his eyes are super hard to get into, but the details on the armor is just freaking wild with these. And these have a different feel than the standard Space Marines. It's been some time since a lot of them, but the older Space Marines have kind of a more, they're not rubber, but they have that kind of rubbery plastic kind of feel, if that makes sense. They just, it just feels the rubberiness. These ones do feel more plasticky, not in a bad way. It's just they feel different. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what it is, but there's no less detail. The sculpt works. You got the ultramarines. Ooh, oh, the gold. The little, JoyToy does a really nice soft rubber, which I just freaking love. He has like a bone. And he has his chain from when he's in the Death Guard, and it's just super sick. And so you're getting the articulation, full Townsend, you bet. The pauldron, they changed it so like now the pauldron kind of comes out, right? So you can do easier maneuvering, which is really nice. That's a nice thing, because otherwise the pauldron would limit it, but they're just like pop it out, bada bing, bada boom. Full Townsend. Yeah, did we go over that? I don't know. Bicep cut, super smooth, and you do have double jointed elbows. The way the armor is, you're not getting like a full like clamp there. You have a pretty good ab crunch going on. I mean, how much could a Space Marine guy really crunch if you think about it? But they put it in there because, you know, action figure collectors demand such things. And then you do want to be careful a bit with the legs, but they're still kicking up. He's not quite doing the splitsies. And then not quite going out. There's that just side. If this wasn't there, you could probably kick it way higher. And then you have the freaking double jointed knees. You do have the toe hinge. I'm so obsessed with like the Space Marine toe hinge. Then you have the rocker on the foot. Interestingly, let's try what the boot pop is like. So that's the piece that pops off, the shading there. And Z, they're marked with a Z and a Y. I assume they correspond. I don't even know. But yeah, so look, and then there's like the That's the JoyToy craziness. Like, JoyToy would, like, most companies wouldn't go this hard where it's like that vent moves. But of course they do, because that's what JoyToy does. So you could see if you want him all jetpacking. Put that guy on there. Maybe? Will we put him on there? Seems to not want to. Okay. Okay. There we go. I just had the heel in the way. That's just freaking wild. And there's this. So here's his power pack. I believe these are like nuclear engine things to power that suit. Just wiggle that out of there. Super cool. The jumper pack, if you've if you've gotten that point in the game, which I assume most folks have. Wiggle that in. That's a little. You don't like that gap. I don't know. Maybe it's not supposed to be flush. I guess we'll see with like Chairon and the vents. Kind of like the Superman flying pose. The head, he's not really like looking up too much, but like side to side all around, right? So that's pretty sick as he's just flying. What do we got? The chain sword. Super dope. You love a good chain sword. I mean, so a lot of this stuff, if you've had any of the Space Marine figures, pretty standard. They're really good. Like, I don't know what kind of bolter this is. I could probably check, but that's pretty sick. And he has that chain. You always get a good trigger finger hand. No flight stand. A flight stand would be cool. JoyToy does do a lot of flight stands typically. You'll notice like they're flying blood angels. I guess it was just a little too far. So I was talking to like the TikTok shop people, and it's like JoyToy. There is like a, I believe this comes off. They wanted to do the LEDs, but I don't think they were allowed to go there. For whatever reason, I think by like Games Workshop. I did order, Cool Toys Club has a set of the LED lights. They're a lot of the same lights, the same size as the, I believe like the Heat Boys turtle helmets, this kind of thing. So you just pop those in there and it's got like the light piping. So those are on the way. I should have those like next week so you can do like the light up eyes. But just look at the fine details on that helmet. So if you don't want the Titus face, just kind of pop him off on that ball peg. Put him in there. Ooh, brother, for the Emperor. The stuff on the belt, a lot of it is just pegged in there, right? So you could take off that little pouch like so. But obviously, he doesn't have his pistol pulled. So you're going to do that. Oh. Big thing people are talking about is the size, right? Almost 5.5 inches versus everyone loves a good salamander. Well, and so like Titus is of course like a Primaris Space Marine, so he's going to be taller, but I think, so in your own headcanon, you could do that. So these are almost 5 inches versus Titus like 5.5. So they are going to be like out of scale. I don't think that's bad for me. And again, I'm not a Warhammer lore master by any stretch. But in my head enough, I can say, Primaris, regular, and they're taller and they're bigger. So that makes sense to me. Of course, when you get into like other, like if you're doing like other named characters, or stuff like that. I don't know how that all works out, but it's like he's smaller than like a Terminator. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not deep enough into the Warhammer lore for it to really matter to me. And we have some knocking everything out. Like he is taller than like a suzerain. So I don't know. It is what it is. I guess, but these are fantastic. I really love these, you know, just freaking... Ugh. Chairon has a cool... So it's much the same body, it's just like the different decorations, right? So, you know, that's... Which makes sense, because they're space marines, and so ultramarines aren't getting, like, super, super crazy, but I love Chairon's, like, robot arm, Terminator style. I don't know. These are super sick. I really love these. I think they're dope. Maybe too glossy, too sweaty. There you go. Like, if you want, like, the matte look, which, you know, I don't know. Humans should be sweaty sweat lords. I like how they give you, with Chairon, of course, you're getting the extra, like, robot hand stuff going on, which is so sick. I just love that. And I guess for him, really the only spot to, like, swap out, he doesn't have, like, a front one. You're just putting him on the back. Okay, his is actually super loose. It's a much smaller ball. If you can see. It's just not the same size. Yeah, because that one fits in super well. Chairon's, no. Is that just an issue with this back peg here? Nope. Titus's is good. You know, it just one of those things, I guess. Something like the way the mold works. Let me know. Does yours fit super well? Well, what I would have to do, just use a little, like, nail polish or, like, Kiki's loose joints, thicken this ball peg up, and that's going to go on there. So for the time being, no pistol holster, which I don't know who's doing the pistol holster in the back anyways, but it would be nice. And you can see here, they have, like, a tyranid coming at him. He's just, like, barely even threatened. So yeah, these are cool. These are... I don't know if all the Space Marines going forward, if this is some kind of signal, or if they just wanted the Space Marine 2 to differentiate from the line. Because Space Marine 2 is kind of like a separate thing, you know? Look at that. Would you look at it? So freaking sick. Let's try Chairon's pack to see if his fits any differently. Is it just, like, longer pegs? Is that what? No, they're the same size pegs, so if that one fits, this one should fit. I don't know what it is. It's just harder to get that one in there, but... These are dope. There is a different feel. It's a different feel, but it's a good feel still. There's, very interesting. Very interesting. And then if you were wondering, if you're like, hey, are these turtle height? They're way taller than turtles. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think these are dope. I'm definitely excited to get more. I hope they do more, like, tyranids. I know they have a ton of tyranids already. You can get them on the website. I should just buy up a bunch so you can have them fighting like a tyranid army. But yeah, thanks as always for joining me. Take care, folks.
Crazy grim dark metal for the end. Titus, he's got him in the clutches. He ripped off his head and he's gonna stomp him anyways, cause he's fucking extra like that. I really do have a shit ton of Space Marines now. I think it's cool to put them all together. The different colors are freaking cool, like a rainbow Space Marine. Metal as fuck, but beautiful, you know. I really do need to get more Tyranids, because I need some guys for these to fight, some other bad guys. I guess I could do a Chaos Space Marine. That's pretty damn cool, huh? But actually, it kind of shows off the problem with the height, because it looks like they're ganging up on, like, a real short king evil guy, which is evil and he's chaos, so he's really powerful, but he's short as hell, so it feels bad. You know, it feels bad.